All right, we are live and we are back with another episode this week. And today, we got my man Not2BRAD coming in through the podcast, a FIFA streamer, all the way from Chicago, correct?
Yep. Chicago guy over
Yes,
here. Yeah.
yes. So, how's everything going, man?
uh, it's been better. It's been better. It's been a wild 48 hours. So, yeah, I broke my ankle on Wednesday night playing
Mhm.
soccer. So that's been a wild experience. My first time breaking any bone. So all this is new to me.
Okay.
Been pretty lucky in my 27 years not to have like hurt myself any more serious than just like pulling a muscle or anything like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but broke it playing a soccer game. So not only do I sweat in FIFA, but I sweat in real life when I'm on
Uh-huh.
the pitch. So
Yeah.
yeah. Hurt a lot. Was in the ER for over 8 hours because when you go to the ER you have to wait a long time. And that was the worst part. Most of it you're just sitting there waiting,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is unfortunate, but not doing too bad right now pain wise. We'll see. That can change at any time. Like I was fine most of the day yesterday, and then at night it was awful. So you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you described like how you got injured off the stream, but maybe you could tell the
Sure.
viewers what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not as exciting as going into like a hard challenge or something, and somebody cleating me in the ankle and breaking it. No, this was just me on my own, cutting to make a run. And I just rolled my ankle, and I guess I rolled it severely enough where it cracked, and yeah, like couldn't put any weight on it. Was in a lot of pain, and yeah, it was a loud crack that I could still hear it, and it makes me cringe every time I hear it. And like
Wow.
I play with in like a co-ed league,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was playing forward, and my wife was playing in a defensive position across the
Okay.
field, and she could hear it. Is how loud it was. She said so. Yeah, she could hear it crack too. And so she knew like right away. So she like ran over to help me out. But yeah, it was like that loud. Yeah. And then of course I'm
Jeez.
screaming too on top of it. Yeah, I laugh about
Jeez.
it now. It wasn't obviously funny at the time, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, just not a fun time, but
Yeah, that
not too much else to say about it. You know what I mean? It's just it happens, right? There's like nothing you
yeah.
can do about it. And I've done the same movement, I don't know, thousands of times. I've played soccer my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I guess just one time got unlucky.
Yeah, that really sucks. Usually when people roll their ankles though, they just sprain it. They usually don't like break
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, I've rolled my ankle a couple times before. Actually, not even as severe as like a sprain. Just like you walk it off like a little
Right.
bit, and maybe a day or two of being sore, and then it's fine.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I maybe I just way too much. I don't know. Who
Uh-huh.
knows? Yeah, who knows? But I was playing on turf with cleats, and so maybe they got like caught on the turf a little bit too. I don't
Okay.
know,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah, a couple months ago, I actually injured my ankle too. Like I was playing basketball and jumped up for a rebound and then I stepped on my friend's foot and my ankle rolled.
oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like I see that with like pros a lot, right? Where they come down in the paint and they just step
right.
on someone else's foot. Yeah,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, so I rolled it pretty bad, but I didn't hear a crack. I didn't break anything, but it
Hmm.
was a pretty bad sprain. Like it took forever to heal, and now it's a lot better now. Um, it's like almost 100%. So I'm like
Okay,
playing
have you?
basketball now.
I would say, have you been out playing basketball since?
I have, yeah, I've been playing for the past couple weeks now, and
Okay,
it feels good.
yeah.
Like after I rested it, I've been like kind of rehabbing it and strengthening like the muscles around my ankle so I
Hmm.
could just get it back to like full strength. And it feels
Yeah.
pretty
Did you
good.
rehab it like on your own, or did you go to like a company to help you out?
I did it on my own.
Okay.
I just looked up some exercises like on YouTube and I
Hmm.
just did them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the hardest part for me. Is like once I'm healthy, like just like not being afraid to do the same motions, that I
Yeah.
like that it's gonna happen again or something like that because um I don't know, just like the mental side is going to be probably harder than the physical recovery, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the mistakes people make when they come off injuries is that when they feel like they feel good, there's no pain, they just go right back into it as opposed to like doing rehab and strengthening the muscles
Hmm.
and then like slowly getting back into like, the activities you were doing before.
Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to have like professional help just to make sure I do everything I'm
Right.
supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like I'm a righty, so like it was my left leg.
Mhm.
So like I'm already pretty much right dominant. So now my
Mhm.
right leg is just gonna be even bigger, and I gotta put like extra work into the left leg to get it back. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh. So, yeah, man, I wish you a speedy recovery, man, and
thanks,
hope you get back
thanks.
to 100%. But I guess in the meantime, you could stream a lot more and play
I know,
some
right?
more FIFA.
Plenty of time to sit around and play video games. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. So for you, when did you start streaming?
I started during Team of the Year this year, so mid-January.
Mid-January.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, yep. So I've been doing it about 3 to 5 days, depends on the week. Every like 3 to 5 days a week on
Okay.
average. Yeah,
Got it. And what made you want to get into streaming?
sure. I don't know. One of the honestly like the biggest thing for me was I've been in Slater's community for a while now,
Okay.
um, and I got to the point where like I was sharing content with him all the time, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like enjoying that. But really, I just like enjoyed being in a stream like that so much that I was like, this is something that I want to be part of, like with my own community. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what inspired me to do it. Pretty much was just like my experience in his community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So, since the point that you started, how's the streaming been?
It's so much fun. No regrets at all. I mean, I'm having a good time out there. That's why I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it to have fun. I'm not doing it with like the expectation that this is going to become like a way to make money or anything like that. It's just about sharing something I like with other people that like a similar thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, so no complaints right now, and it's actually something that's funny is like everybody has like a little bit of like the FIFA rage when something goes wrong, and right,
Yeah.
especially if it's like weekend league or something extremely sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, streaming has made it better. Like when I'm on
Okay.
stream, I don't get mad. Like I don't yell.
Yeah.
Like I'll complain a little bit, or I'll blame the referee or EA or something, but
Mm-hmm.
like I don't do anything more than like talking like this and like a complaining in the
Mm-hmm.
complaint. So off stream before I would like yell. My wife my wife can attest to like I would yell. Probably some neighbors might have heard, but yeah, since then nothing like that. I've never broken a controller or anything, or been one of those people that have punched a wall. So I've never been like that extreme, but
Yeah.
it's definitely like I feel like kept me more in check too, which is like an added benefit.
For sure. Yeah. We got Trey in the chat saying hello. What's up, Trey?
Hey
Um,
Trey, what's good, man?
so no, I have a similar experience too in that when I started streaming, whenever I'm live, I get less like upset. And I get that feeling too where I feel like I'm kind of held accountable on stream and I don't want to like kind of act like a fool being mad all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and like it's not even like that. I'm really thinking about it. It's probably like more subconscious than anything else. But
Mhm.
yeah, I guess it's just like I'm here trying to have fun and spread like a good message and stuff like that, and I'm not
Right.
trying to be toxic. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I do catch myself when I'm not streaming, like I would get more upset while playing the game.
Mhm.
Um, Not so much now, but I've in the past, like I have been
Yeah.
that upset playing the
Do
game.
you do you play much offline? Like I do almost like I feel like 90% at least of my gameplay online on stream.
Hmm. I do play offline, but these days not as much. I would say if I were to break it down in a percentage, maybe like 80% on stream, 20% off stream.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to like keep like the friendly modes, like those objectives and stuff, and then now like rivals. Like maybe I'll be like motivated enough to play 4 games
Uh-huh.
of rivals in a week. Whereas what tots and pre-tots, like I was doing 8 wins every week and getting like the 90 milestone and everything like that done. But now it's definitely come down a lot. It's more like just doing what playing clubs with viewers or uh, doing like menu content more than anything else at this point.
For sure. Brandon in the chat is calling you a one-legged streamer.
That is factual. Yes, I'm hobbling around using crutches for the first time, and my wife's judged me saying that I'm terrible at it. So I guess I'll have plenty of time to improve. But
yeah. Yeah, even for myself, like I'm barely playing Rivals. Like this past season for the milestone, I only played like 21 games in Rivals. And I was stuck in Div 3. Now I'm like all the way in Div 5. All I've really been doing is a little bit of objective grinding, going for some of the swaps, some of the footy cards, qualifiers and weekend league, but that's pretty much it. And some SBCs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you been doing like what's the new one? Like those cups that they come out with in footies every week, like the ones you get like 5 attempts a day or something?
The Prem one, right? The Prem
there's the Prem one that had like 18 from one club.
Right. Yeah, so I'm not doing that one because I didn't want to go through the hassle buying everybody and spending coins. So I'm like, I could care less.
Gotcha. I did it. It wasn't worth it. Like I don't think I got anything. Like you got like a 92 plus shapeshifter pack, I think. Shapeshifter tots pack and a 93 plus player pick. They were both like less than 100,000 coins probably that I got from it. So wasn't worth it, but I did it because I sweat FIFA. So
yeah, for sure. I've been grinding the remaining like summer swaps. I got like 6 right now, but then I don't think they're releasing any more, right?
No, I think they've came out with all 50 tokens, so I think they're all released. Yeah.
Got it. So that means if I want to do like the 7 swap shapeshifter player pick, I have to play squad battles, which
that's what I was going to ask. So have you done any of the squad battles yet? Because I did everything but the squad battles pretty much.
I haven't played the squad battles in the longest time, but I might start playing either today or tomorrow to get like 2 swaps.
I feel like that's like the worst grind. Like unless you're like somebody, there are people out there that like to play like the offline. There's some people that like that, but for me, I'm like online 100% is like the only way I like to play, and so like the squad battles is the worst. Like I'd rather do that Premier League Cup than the squad battles 100% of the time.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, what's up, Jay? We got Jay Rich in the chat. So yeah, I mean, I might grind for like the new footies one that they released. It was like Lodi and Cunha.
Yeah, the friendly. Yeah. I think that one's pretty easy. Like the same with the Mount and Reece James the week before. It's like pretty much the same exact thing, like 15 goals and then a couple games. And most people are doing golden goal, which is huge, which helps a lot.
Right. Yeah. So, I'll probably do that since it's so easy and it's not too time consuming. And then I'll probably play this weekend league. So, yeah.
Did you see they came out with the Brazil one too? There's like, they replaced the Premier League Cup with the Brazil Cup.
That came out. No, I didn't see that one. No.
Yeah, it's like the same type of a concept, but you have to have 11 Brazil players in your starting 11. So it's easier requirement. You just need 11 Brazilians. And then it's like 5 games and it's just 27 wins over the week kind of a deal. So I'm going to be doing that as well. At least that one's more realistic than the Premier League one, where people probably have 11 Brazilians, or at least a good portion, then maybe buy 1 or 2.
Right. Yeah. This is kind of sidetracked, but Trey asked what position you play in soccer.
So for our rec team, it's co-ed rec. So it's not like a competitive league or anything. It doesn't mean we don't try. Like our age, when you're in like a rec league, it's still everybody's trying their hardest, pretty much. But I play forward for our team just because we need someone that can score goals. But normally I'd play center mid. It's like my normal position.
Got it. So Jay is saying that you are crazy good at FIFA, and Trey's saying you get 20-0 every weekend.
Every weekend is a stretch. I get rank 1 every weekend.
Okay.
So sometimes I will slip up and get that one loss. Now this is tots and before tots. After tots, I didn't care about weekend league anymore, and I
Mhm.
do like wild challenges for weekend
Mhm.
league now.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the beginning of FIFA to tots, it was pretty much rank 1. So I think though, to be honest, I've only had like 5 or 6 20-0s this year. So it's not like every time it's 20-0. It's most of the time it's 19 because I'm not perfect.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're on Xbox, right?
Yep. Yeah. Xbox, and I primarily play new gen. I feel like I like the feel of it better than old gen.
Do you have a Series X?
Yeah. Yeah. The
You do.
the little mini fridge. Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
Got it. Wow, that's very impressive though. I gotta say. What was the highest rank you got this year with the SR?
Oh, the rival skill rating, because I
Yeah.
don't think you can see it outside of that, right? Uh, 20. I think I got to 2,300. I'm pretty sure. But I think 20. You get 1,800 is like the when you first get in Elite One, right?
Uh-huh.
So it was either 22 or 2,300, like in that range for like the
Mm-hmm.
skill rating. But I was never going for like top 200 for rivals. That was too much of a grind. Like I enjoyed weekend league grind,
Mm-hmm.
but rivals I would just do like the 8 wins and then whatever I needed for 90 games. So I
Yeah,
was never really going for that because there weren't any rewards. Like there weren't any added benefit
I see.
to it.
Right.
So there
Yeah.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like last year with weekend league where top 200 you get the big rewards, and so like that was so much fun. And
Uh-huh.
now they lessened the rewards for the high end, which hopefully they fix FIFA 23, but I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Mm-hmm. Jay says please stay on Xbox and don't compete.
Wait, Jay, we have crossplay for FIFA 23, so I'm going to be on the next gen, so I'll be with PC and PS5. So I will be playing with everybody in there. I'm not going to do like the opt out or whatever. I'll be
Oh,
opting in. I want the challenge
ooh,
because
okay.
I think because PS5 is the last 2 years has been the competitive console
Mm-hmm.
um, for FIFA. So like a lot of players moved over to PS5 that were on Xbox. So it probably got easier this year, I would guess, at the high end.
Mm.
Um, but I was doing it last year too. So if that means anything, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how I stack up against like PlayStation players. I assume it's going to be more competitive and more difficult.
Do you know if EA has announced that they'll allow like Xbox players to be compete in the pros or the qualifiers and all that?
I wish. I mean, there's no reason they wouldn't now. I would unless they have like a contract with PlayStation, like some kind of exclusivity deal.
Yeah.
Um, there's no reason they couldn't because it's just they're allowing you to play them in
Right.
their modes.
Yeah.
So I would assume that they could do it. Maybe like when you're actually at a tournament, they do
Mm-hmm.
like one system, or they used to do it like 2 years ago. I think as soon as 2 years ago, they were doing like one Xbox and one PlayStation bracket, and then the final they would have the best of each console play each other.
Mm-hmm.
So they could go back to that, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I would just like to have a chance to like try and see what that's like because even last year, if you finished, I think it was Elite One, maybe
Mm-hmm.
you qualified to enter into the tournaments, like at least the
Right.
qualifying tournaments.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to do that because I was on Xbox.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Yeah.
Um, let's just say that if they don't include Xbox, would you be willing to get a PS5 just to compete and do like
Uh,
qualifiers and all that?
yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call because it sucks because like I also at some point want to upgrade my PC to be able
Mm-hmm.
to play like these kind of games with PC. Right now, my PC is basically built for streaming because I play on console.
Yeah.
Um, and so at some point, I want to invest in like a gaming card and stuff like that that's powerful enough. And if it ends up moving everything cross-play, cross-market, and PC gets included, like say next year fully,
Yeah.
then I'd rather just go that route and spend money on a PC than buy a console that's pretty much the same as Xbox in
Right.
terms of performance.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe like if you can enter, isn't there like a lesser PS5, like a digital one that's cheaper?
Yeah, I
Like
think it's
maybe that's
$100
not.
cheaper.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
that's something I could do just so I could at least play games on it. But
Uh-huh.
then I had to play a whole nother ultimate team. That's like such a grind
Right.
to,
Yeah.
to manage two teams. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
I don't spend any money on FIFA. So I run like an RTG.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and I think even if I was trying to do it competitively, at least in the early stages, like I'd want to do it with an RTG. Like I think like once you are in the tournaments, if you need to build your own team and they make you pay for it, then I probably have to spend money
Yeah.
money to buy those players. But I don't know how it works. Like I don't know if they just like give you like here's the amount you can spend.
Hmm.
I'm not sure exactly on that, but I know like the initial qualifiers, it's on your own team.
Yeah. Uh-huh. For sure. Have you been watching the E World Cup?
No, I
You haven't?
haven't.
Okay.
I really haven't. No, I saw some clips on Twitter that some of like the content creators have posted from it.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I tried to watch it in the background so I could get that token,
Oh, okay.
the 1 hour
Right.
token.
Yeah.
But no, like the problem is it's on when I'm working. So I have a full
Okay.
time job. So
Yeah.
it started at like 10 a.m. I feel like today
Hmm.
in Central Time. So yeah, it's not really something I can actively watch. Like I could just put it on my phone on the side and then just get credit
Yeah.
for having it on, but that's about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think right now, when I was the last time I watched EA Sports Twitch channel, they were doing like co-op. It was like a co-op tournament for the
Oh, they had
World
like
Cup.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I think that would be more entertaining than doing like a 1v1. I mean, I'm sure the 1v1 is like better gameplay, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like the entertainment value would be better. Just like if they did a Pro Clubs official one, that would be so much more fun to watch. Like 11v11 of like the
Hmm.
best players in the world playing.
Yeah.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, so when did the FIFA begin for you, and how did you get so good?
Well, I've played a I've played a lot. So the
Okay.
number one thing is I put in a lot of hours. Just because I'm addicted more than anything. Not because I'm like trying to be really good. Like I'm not training for anything.
Yeah.
It's more just because I enjoy it a lot. But I think my first like FIFA 2006 was like the first one that I've played like every year since. Because I had some growing up as like a kid, but just to play around with some friends. But like starting in like '06, which I think was like Luca Toni and Emil Heskey were like two of the best strikers in the game. I just remember playing with them in my head. Um, and then I am a Foot founder, so I did play in
Wow.
2009 when it came out.
Hmm.
But I don't have the Foot founder badge anymore because I was on Xbox growing up, and then I went to PlayStation and went back to Xbox, but with the new account and everything. So I have no way to prove it. I
Hmm.
could be full of shit and could be lying. I don't know, but just take my word for it. But the first year for like, I don't know, when did you start playing Ultimate Team?
FIFA 20.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, FIFA 20?
FIFA 20. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I've been playing since Ultimate Team since 2009. Um, and that first year was wild. They they had training cards. So I don't think they had training cards by 20. I think they got rid of it.
Hmm.
But recently they had like training cards that you could use for like a certain like 5 games, something like that, and then it would expire.
Yeah.
Like a contract card or something. But back then they had training cards that were permanent. So they're permanent upgrades to your players. So my my two best players were a 99 Peter Crouch and a 99 David Beckham from upgrading them. So you would just swing balls in with David Beckham to Peter Crouch.
Oh, wow. Uh-huh. And isn't
Yeah,
Peter
so
Crouch
like
like 6'7"? What
yeah,
is he?
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the whole strategy. He'd have like 99 pace, 99 finishing, and yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow. Interesting. So you've had every FIFA since '06?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. You are a
So that
true FIFA grinder. Yeah.
yeah, so that's one of the main reasons probably I'm as good as I am, is just because I've been playing FIFA for such a long time.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. And I play a lot. Like people that watch my streams know, I'm playing 20. Well, before it was like 40 games a weekend league, like 2 years ago, right? So
Yeah.
playing 40 games a weekend and then doing all the rivals games and all the qualifiers. So spending, doing like 100 plus games probably a week, which
Hmm.
is a lot. Um, And all
Jeez.
online. Like I don't really do the offline gameplay. So
Okay. Got it.
yeah.
Yeah, so even with being a Foot founder, you've seen it all with all the content and what they've did with like the gameplay.
Mhm.
I guess what I could ask is like over the years, like what are your thoughts on Foot now and how it was back then?
Um, so like I mean, the biggest change is it's definitely moved a lot more toward microtransactions, like making money
Mm-hmm.
for EA, which makes sense. Like they're making so much from it that they're going to keep pushing people to buy packs.
Yeah.
So I feel like that side of it has ramped up a lot. Like a lot of changes they've made have gone into like the system so that you're more likely to open packs. Like they used to have, you used to be able to trade for players on the transfer market instead of buying them. So I could send like a card for another card. And like they can't have an EA tax on that, for example, like where you take 5% of the sale price goes to EA. So like that hurt the people that didn't spend money on FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
And then from a content perspective, it's gone like in a positive direction. Like content has gotten so much better. Like now, right, every week we have something new pretty much to look forward to. I think this was like the first FIFA where every week was a promo, and like the 2 weeks there wasn't a promo, it was like a gameplay promo where like you play and you earn packs for like next week, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We had a couple of those. So like in terms of like something new always being out, something to do, I think they've done a much better job.
Mm-hmm.
And like SBCs, they always release SBCs, which is a positive. Right? There's always like an SBC for you to do. The downside is it's like they repeat the same thing like week 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's just like a carbon copy before they change it to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's definite like improvements they could have for like creativity and what they want to present. But back when I started, there was nothing. There was like I think the first FIFA, I don't remember their first Ultimate Team. I don't remember there being any promos. Like I think it was just this is it for the whole 6 or 7 months because it came out as an add-on like halfway through FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe there was like Foot Birthday added the next year or something like that. There wasn't like a whole lot. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely a lot more to do outside of gameplay in FIFA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. J Rich said he just followed you on Twitter and Twitch.
Oh,
Hey, let's go.
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
um
Thank you.
yeah, cuz I think I even heard like in the beginning they didn't even have Weekend League, right?
Oh no, yeah, Weekend League. I think Weekend League was only like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Like it's very
Really?
recent in terms of like how old Ultimate Team is. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
and Rivals is also similar age. Like they came out with Rivals and Weekend League around the same time. It was just like head-to-head seasons. Like that was all they had. It was like the offline or outside Ultimate Team head-to-head seasons was like the mode in Ultimate Team. Plus they had those weekly cups. Like you had like a 4-round knockout tournament
Mm-hmm.
for some reward, and that was about it
Mm-hmm.
for the first few years.
Yeah. Um, so it was like FIFA 18 where they implemented Weekend League,
That sounds right. Something like that.
and
Yeah.
it was like 40 games when they first.
Yes, 40 games. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a grind. Fitting 40 games, like competitive games, into really a 2-day window for most people
Mm-hmm.
is insane. It's like way too much. It's like a marathon.
Yeah.
Like even like last year, I think it was 30 games. Yeah, last year was 30 games, and that's still a lot.
Yeah.
So like I'm a big fan that they went down to 20. I'm just disappointed that they nerfed the rewards for the high end players.
Yeah, for sure. Um, when did you see like the pro scene like really growing with Ultimate Team?
Um, I think of like when I think of like the pro scene, I don't know about you, but like I think of like Tex first is like the first player I think of. Like that was
Okay.
um I don't know, he was like the first, I feel like, star from like at least from my perspective when I like knew of competitive FIFA, because there probably was some older competitive FIFA out there, but I feel like again around that 5 or 6 years ago is when they started pushing like competitive Ultimate Team. Like I don't know what they did before it, like if it was head to head.
Hmm.
But once they realized how much money they were getting from Ultimate Team, they put like everything into it, I feel like.
Right. So you would say like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, that's when it started to go
Yeah, I
mainstream.
mean that's when it caught like my attention, I would say. So I
I
mean, it
see.
probably existed
Okay.
before that, but I don't like I know like I play FIFA all the time and I stream it now, so like I'm very invested in it, but I still feel like that competitive side I don't pay too much attention to even. I just don't have the time with like everything else that's going on in my life
I
to be able
see.
to watch that. Yeah.
Um, is the things going on, with your personal life also kind of, um, I guess, hindered you from competing, or did you not really have any desire to compete with like the pros?
I honestly didn't even really think it was possible. Like I
Okay.
just I just assumed like they were at like such a high level that I wouldn't even have a chance for a
Mm-hmm.
while. Until last year was when I kind of like made a jump into being like a top 200 player on
Yeah.
Xbox anyways.
Yeah.
Um, so before that, I never even considered it. I still assume that all those guys are much better than me. Like I feel like if I went into a game with them, they would probably win at least 9 out of 10 times. Is like how I see it in my head. I don't know like how accurate that is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just kind of like the assumption I have. Like these guys are like training, for for this game mode and like certain tactics, and they have coaches and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
don't have any of that. So I would assume that I'm not just some like gifted talent. I'm just someone that plays a lot as well, that can compete against like average players. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because what I heard, it's like for some of these pros that make a living off of it, they're like it's like their full-time job.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
think they're putting like 8 to 10 hours a day of training for FIFA,
Yeah.
like with a coach and like tactics and stuff like that. So like that, if people putting in that kind of work, I wouldn't be able to compete with that. There's probably no way.
Right.
Yeah, I still think it'd be cool just like to see, at
Sure.
least try it and put my best effort into it. But
Mm-hmm.
um, like I said, I don't want to spend money on the game, so I think that also is a drawback because like you see those guys as teams, that they're running, and they're all like the top players, like the full meta team with like they have R9, as soon as possible in the game, and like all these the best icons and the best like team of the year cards. So it is
Right.
hard, to compete with that.
Yeah, like some of these guys are putting in what, like thousands of dollars right off the bat
Yeah,
into the game,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
have to compete with that, right? Especially if like you're RTG and you're not spending money on the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I don't know. I assume the ones that are signed, like they're receiving like, money to put into it like directly.
Right.
But like the guys that don't, yeah, that don't have an organization that they work with, they're putting in their, which is fine. Like if you're a pro and you're just like in between teams, something invest in yourself is like, a good strategy. I feel like in life if you believe in
Mm,
yourself. But um, I try, I try not to give EA money more than what I'm already spending, like 60 to $100, depending on how it goes at the start of FIFA with like the different editions or whatever. Like that's the only money I'll put in.
mm-hmm.
Um, because I did have experience. Like when I first started playing FIFA or Ultimate Team, I did spend money. Like I had a couple seasons or games that came out that I put money into, and it gets out of control. And it's like, why am I spending money, um, when it's just going to restart in a year? You know what I mean? Like it's not something you can carry over.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the biggest thing for me.
Right.
I don't personally judge anybody that does it because it's entertainment in a sense, and it's something that you're doing, and people spend money on entertainment all the time. So I get it, but I try to do it without spending that so I can keep it under control.
Right. Um, like my perspective is like I could understand pro players and like content creators spending a lot of money on the game because it's like
Mhm.
more of like an investment for them.
Yeah, like a
And
business expense essentially,
right,
right? Where yeah.
yeah, because they get a ROI from that. But then like
Mhm.
casual players when they're spending like thousands, I'm just like, man, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I would never advise it because, like, I mean, you can get very good teams. I mean, you might be like a week or two behind, like the people that are spending thousands of dollars. But
Yeah.
like, you look at my team now, and it could compete with any pros team. Even though I can't afford like R9, but that's one of the few players I can't afford at this stage of the game. So
Hmm.
just from gameplay and SBCs, you still get rewarded enough, I feel like, to have a good team that you have fun with.
Right, for sure. And quite frankly, like I think just spending money on the game is like it's such a waste of money. That's just me
Yeah,
personally. Yeah.
I think it's harder probably too though for like younger players that maybe don't like understand what else they could be spending that money on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't understand like the value of it as much.
Yeah.
Like that's when I was spending, was when I was younger, like living at home with my parents, like in middle school age. So it's just, and it wasn't even like, I think sometimes it might not even been like my money, or it was like my allowance for the week, right? I'm gonna spend 100% of my allowance as a kid on FIFA. Like
Yeah.
I could have been doing so many different things with it, you know. So
Right. Yeah,
that's
because
kind of how I look at it.
right. So like even growing up for me, like when you're growing up, playing games, like you only pay for like the initial title for the game. But nowadays, like you're paying in-game stuff like for items
Yeah.
or, cards or pack openings, stuff like
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah.
it kind of blows my mind that people are willing
It's
to
like every
spend.
game too, though, right? Like it
Yeah.
works for the companies. Like
Yeah.
people do it, and yeah, I think that's the one thing I don't like about FIFA, right? A lot of the other games, you spend money and they make a lot of money, I'm sure as well, on microtransactions, but it's cosmetic. Like
Hmm.
you're getting a skin for a character
Right.
or something like that. So I feel like ideally that's how it would be in FIFA, or at least in their competitive mode. It's not going to be pay to win, but but it is. Like FIFA
Hmm.
is like one of the few pay to win games that I can think of.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. And personally, when I play like a RTG as well, because I'm also RTG, I don't spend money on the game.
mhm.
It feels like more rewarding, and I like the grind of like earning players.
Yeah,
Um,
like when you pack somebody too, like you're like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's biased because this is what we do. But
mhm.
I feel like yeah, you get more excited about like this is your team that you just got from working pretty much, not from any outside help or influence or anything like that. So like,
Right.
yeah, there's like a respect, like an added respect or appreciation, I feel like, for
Yeah,
what your team looks like.
for sure. Um, Although in the beginning, like you are kind of a little behind to people that do pay a lot of money for the game, but
Mhm.
um, the thing with you is you're actually really good. So I feel like even though you do RTG, you could get a good team pretty quickly.
This year was crazy at the beginning. I don't
Hmm.
know. Yeah, I'm sure you remember, but like they gave out those big coin bonuses, right, for every division you made it to.
Hmm.
So if you got to like the division one or elite division the first week or two, you were at like 200, 300,000 coins right off the bat
Hmm.
that most of the player base doesn't have access to. So that was like a big help
Yeah.
to be able to get to like elite division right away.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that helps. And then obviously like the weekend league rewards, they're not as good as they were last year, but
Hmm.
it's still better than like if you finish rank one, it's still better than rank four in
Right.
general.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you trade as well?
only a little bit.
Okay.
I don't do a whole lot. Like I'll tune into like trading streamers and like this and like some of their discords
Yeah.
to get an idea. But um I feel like this year probably actually more than any other year, it's been easier to trade
Okay.
because of EA releasing the same content over and over,
Mm.
like anticipating it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a casual player isn't even thinking about it or just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And so if you're like, oh, they're going to release this SBC again probably next week, let me invest in the cards that rose this week for that same SBC.
Right.
So doing something like that is like a quicker way. Like I don't do any of like the flipping that a lot of like the top traders do. I just do like some investing for like a week or two.
Oh, okay. For sure. I know in the beginning of FIFA, it was a lot of people were complaining about the market because it was just, I guess it was just kind of more unpredictable. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right term.
That may be, I mean, that may be the case. Yeah, that might have been the
Yeah.
case early on because,
Yeah.
but I feel like at least since Team of the Year for sure, it's like EA releases like the same set of SBCs every
Mm-hmm.
week.
Yeah.
Especially like the 2 week promo, like when it's week one and week two, that week two is like identical to week one in terms of what content comes out.
Right.
Um, so that's a strategy that I've used
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, but not a lot. Like most of my coins have come from gameplay, you get 150,000 coins a week plus whatever you pack from that rewards. And then I have had some pretty decent pack luck as well.
Okay.
Everything outside of icon packs for me have been good, I would say.
For sure. What were your best pulls this year?
So shortly after Team of the Year, like the week after, I got Prime Pele, and that's when he was the highest rated card. So there weren't any moments yet. So he was like 3.6 million coins, which was huge. And that was from an ultimate pack that I got from Weekend League. So that was probably the biggest at the time, because that 3.6 million too at that time was did pay for quite a bit, because even then, like, the market was low. I feel like a lot of cards outside of like the top cards have been more affordable this year, which I think is a good thing. I know some people might not like it as much that the market's been lower, but I felt it was good. That makes it more attainable for most players.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I had I'm trying to think if I've had any other big polls. Like, I don't know, yesterday I got Messi, which is pretty sweet. I mean, it's not that big anymore, but Team of the Year Messi is still a cool poll.
Yeah.
And I think during Team of the Year, so when I started streaming, I had some packs saved, and we got like 5 or 6 Team of the Years.
Wow. Okay.
None of the big forwards, but pretty much every other player we were able to get, like all the defenders and stuff like that.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty good backlog. Yeah, Prime Pele, that's insane, dude. Tradable
that was wild. Yeah, tradable Prime Pele. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh,
so I used them for like a couple games, and I sold them right away because pretty much every week that the player's out, it's going down in price.
Right.
So I did sell them pretty quick, but yeah.
Once you sold them, did you buy anybody?
Yes, I think I bought like 3, or I think I bought like the rest of the midfield from Team of the Year, because I had Jorginho, so I didn't have like De Bruyne or Conte, so I think I bought those 2 cards at least, and then maybe one other player, I think, but I can't remember now. Yeah,
that sounded like a hell of a team back then. Jeez.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, my team has been pretty good for a while, for sure.
Yeah. So now you're doing like these challenges for Weekend League, right? I haven't got a chance to take a look at your streams during those challenges, but
sure.
Like, I guess, what were some of the squads that you've created?
Yeah. So we've done 6 so far, so I can tell you what the 6 were. Each one has like a different theme that we choose on stream that the community votes for, basically, and I just do what they vote for. Like, I'll give them a few options that I'm interested in, and then they choose from there.
Yeah.
So the first week was 60 pace max squad, so nobody on the team could have more than 60 pace. Which was tough. So my best player that weekend league was gold Ashley Barnes. That one we did right before team of the season. So we did 2 right before team of the season, because I was getting bored at that point from weekend league, and then we took a break for team of the season because I wanted to try just for those rewards. And then we've been doing it every week since then. So we did 60 pace max. Then we did 34 and older was the next one. And that was before foot captains. So it was like 34 and older active players. And that was brutal too. That was tough. So like Ibrahimovic, like I think he had like a foot wild card or something. I think it was what it was called. Like a winter wild card, I think he had. So like that was like one of my best players for that team. Like I was getting like the best players I could for the most part, but still hampering myself or just doing something different essentially. And then after TOTS, we did 11 chemistry max. So the team had 11 chemistry or 10, depending on who I had in there. So everybody is on 1 or 0. And for those people that don't look at chemistry like too much in terms of how it impacts their players, if you're on 1 or 0, they're minus, I think it's minus 30 or 40 in all stats. Like, so I had team of the season Ronaldo in my team for that. And he was like 70 pace, something like that. So like, they're all like super slow. They turn like trucks and they have bad passing. So that was wild. So it proved the myth that people say that chemistry doesn't matter, because it absolutely matters. At least to that extent, maybe the difference between 10 and 8 isn't much, but 10 and 0 is a huge difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. We did 6'3" and taller players in every position, so a bunch of tall guys.
Okay.
We did that one. Oh, and for the 11 chemistry max, by the way, I couldn't have a goalkeeper. Like it wouldn't work with chemistry to get it in 11. So what I had to do, because everybody has to be out of position, and
Mhm.
you can't move a goalkeeper to that position in game. Like you can sub one in if you need to.
Mhm.
So I was having Tots Holland, play as my keeper. I have him in there for the height. I was like, let me choose like the tallest player I have
You're
in my
right.
club, and then we'll
Uh-huh.
just run him at goalkeeper. So like in the off chance he made a save, it was a wild celebration, and the ball managed to hit him. Yeah, but he was good in a 6'3" and taller. He actually played striker there, so
Okay.
6'3" and taller was easier. I think I got rank 2 with a 6'3" and taller team.
Okay.
Um, and then the week after that, we did Be a Pro camera, which isn't a camera I use in any mode. So like when I play clubs, like I don't use the pro camera, I use co-op.
Uh-huh.
So we played weekend league and Be a Pro camera, and that was the hardest weekend league I've ever done. It was so ridiculous. Like the besides the fact that you get a little nauseous and dizzy from like how the camera moves all over the place. Anytime
Mhm.
you pass it, or if you sprint, it like zooms in and has like the blurry vision.
Mhm.
You can't see anything defensively. So like anything behind like the player you selected, you can't see anything. So if you're controlling like a defensive mid, which is what I do a lot of the time, I
Yeah.
can't see my center backs or my fullbacks. So
Okay.
like defending is super hard. The only easy thing with that camera is finishing. I feel like because you have like such an easy way to aim, 100% where you got to put the analog stick.
Uh-huh.
Um, but other than that, it was so hard. So I think we were at 11 or 14 wins for that. It was wild.
I'm not familiar with the Be a Pro camera angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you
Um,
just like looking towards the opposing goal, the goal that you're gonna score on?
it's basically like you're over the shoulder of the player you're controlling. Like it's
Oh,
it's just
okay.
it's like a little zoomed out so you can see your whole player.
Uh-huh.
But then you get like their field of vision. So like you can see left and right what the
Okay.
player probably can see. So it's like very limited in what you can see out there. Um,
Wow, okay.
and so
So
then when
then
you pass it to
mhm.
somebody, the camera like zooms over really quick to get to that
Oh,
player. And
okay.
so like there's a lot of like movement with the camera going on.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So then when you're defending then and if you can't see the back, do you have to look at the map?
Yeah, you're looking at the map and it's moved. Which
Uh-huh.
is also disorienting. Like when you're playing like the normal view, you have the radar at the very bottom in like the
Yeah.
center. This map was like top left, which was
Okay.
weird. So like
Uh-huh.
getting used to even knowing where to look is also hard. Like it's
Uh-huh.
all disorienting pretty much.
Hmm.
So that was tough. And I was using like a good team. Like when I'm doing something like that, I'm using good players, but it didn't matter. It was still so hard. And I had people message me after games saying that I'm bad at FIFA, and I was like, dude, I'm playing with a pro camera. Come on.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just named like was it like 5 challenges or 4?
I did 5, and then yeah, we did one last week. The last one that
Okay.
we've done so far was 5'8" and shorter. So a
5
bunch
and
of
shorter.
short
Okay.
players running away, which includes goalkeeper. So there's only one goalkeeper in the game that's 5'8" or shorter, and it's Heroes Campos.
Right.
And he is awful. Like he can't save anything if it doesn't go into his little box. Like he can't jump or anything and make saves. So it's like a finesse shot or it's like a chip shot. He's not saving any of it.
Okay.
Or a header for sure. Definitely not a header.
Hmm.
So it was like just don't let him shoot and you'll be okay. Because like on the ball, all my players are so quick, right? They're 5'8"
Yeah.
and shorter. They're all good
Uh-huh.
at dribbling. You can't cross it. So like not that I cross a lot anyways, but you're not winning any headers.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but the hardest thing with that was just of preventing them from scoring goals on me.
Uh-huh. So did you get more wins with the taller people than the shorter people for Weekend League?
Yeah, yeah. The
Okay.
tall one we got 18. This one we actually stopped at 14. I could have gotten to 16,
Okay.
but we stopped at 14 because there was that glitch with like
Uh-huh.
the rewards where you get like one player pick. I think if you finish at rank the 16 wins,
Hmm.
as like the red pick was one,
Yeah.
and then you get three. Oh no, not the red pick. The tots pack. that you get for those higher ranks, the tradable tots pack.
Mm-hmm.
They were giving out one player for like 16 wins and 3 for 14. So we
Okay.
just did that. Like they later messaged on Twitter that they made a mistake and they're gonna compensate those people. But
Okay.
I didn't really think about that too much. And the chat was like, "Oh, go with 14 because the rewards are better." So we went with it.
Okay.
And we packed tradable shapeshifter Walker. So it was all worth it.
Oh
He was
wow.
like 1.2 million coins
Jeez.
last week. So yeah, it
That's
worked. It worked out.
yeah, that's a huge dub. My goodness. So then what about the other records with the other challenges?
Um, I
Like
have to go back. Yeah.
okay.
So like the thing is, I haven't posted any of this to like YouTube yet. Which I want to do, and I probably got to put the time in to do it at some point before FIFA 23. Otherwise,
Yeah.
no one's going to care about it if I'm
Yeah.
ever going to post it. So, it takes so much time to like edit videos, which I'm sure you know, like the amount
Yeah.
of time you spend editing after you've done hours of streaming. And like I don't know if you also have a full-time job, but
Mm-hmm.
like having a full-time job and then streaming and then finding time to edit and being married, like I got to spend time with my wife at some point.
Right. Yeah.
So it's hard to do it. I'm not complaining because I'm liking everything I'm doing. I'm just saying like there's a reason like I haven't been able to post like
Right.
videos yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not certain about the records on those.
Okay.
I feel like nothing's been lower than, I think we had one that was 11 wins, which I think was via pro camera. Everything else has been 14 or 16 plus, I think.
Right. And it wow. That's pretty impressive. And you said the pro camera one, that was the hardest one.
Yeah, the pro camera was the hardest. Yeah, and the 6'3" and taller one, we actually should have gotten 20-0, and I had 2 games where I should have won, and I blew it. So we ended up
Okay.
going 18-2. But yeah, I think that was the best finish of those like 7 or 6 challenges I've done.
The 6'3" one has to be the easiest, right?
Yeah, pretty much because like every position outside of like the fullbacks,
Uh-huh.
because I usually play like a 4-1, 2-1, 2-2, like that
Uh-huh.
narrow. And so I prefer not to have center backs out at the fullback position.
Mm-hmm.
But you pretty much have to in order to get 6'3" players, unless you want like some bronze guy.
Yeah.
So I think I had like Van Dyke and Varane and some players like that might have been out there
Oh, okay.
on the fullback.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you have any ideas like on upcoming challenges for future weekend
Yes.
leagues?
So I've got like a list of things like I'm considering.
Okay.
But like I haven't announced any of those. Like that'll be like the week of or whatever that we bring those out. But we did
Mm-hmm.
select what we're doing starting this weekend, starting today. We're doing a random 11. So what the process is going to look like is we're going to do like one of those like wheels that has like values for country first. So it'll
Mhm.
pick us a random country. I'm just going to use like a pool of like all of the countries that have Ultimate Team cards, like a list from that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do league. So then we're going to do like a league roll. And then I still have to figure it out 100%, but we're either then going to have it pick the position as well, or I'll just find one that fits a position depending on how hard it is to find those players.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just choose that player that fits those like 3 categories.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be a good team. It might have a couple good players. It could also have like some bronze players in the squad. Very possible. And then my thought is like after every game, we spin a wheel. It's like a coin toss, like a yes or no. Do we replace a player? And then picks the position.
Yeah.
If it hits yes, and then we replace that player doing that same process.
Yeah.
So it's like a continuously changing one that's like, who knows what our team's going to look like, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. When are you planning to do that one?
So that's going to start. I'm going to do it today. I'm streaming today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So over the next 3 days, we're going to be doing it. Yeah. So starting at 6:00, we're going to start selecting the first team.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that sounds fun, man. Yeah.
I'm
mean, hopefully
excited.
you
I'm
get a
excited.
good-
It'll be different, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't
for sure.
know. Maybe people have done it before, probably, but
Yeah.
not that I've like seen. So that's what I'm trying to do, something different.
Mm-hmm. The most notable content creator, I'm sure you know him too, is that does like challenges like this is Harry Hesketh.
Yeah.
Do you watch his content?
I've seen some. Yeah, I've seen some. I saw like he did that one where he went to every Premier League ground. Did you see that? Where he
Yeah.
played He played like outside the window
Yeah,
using the
yeah.
Wi-Fi. I thought that was pretty good. Like on some like portable like PlayStation or something. I don't
Right.
know what it was exactly, but
Uh-huh.
that was wild. That was pretty cool. I was like, that's an awesome idea. Imagine me going around to every club in MLS in the US in one day. Well,
Yeah,
it's not
dude.
possible. You couldn't do that, but that would be cool.
Right,
Or
right.
one
I
weekend league. You could do it one weekend league, maybe like 3 days, but I feel like I'd spend so much money on flights around the US. It would be wild.
You think so? You think you could do that? Like, I feel like I don't know if that's possible.
Like 3 days. Yeah, I don't well, you probably only have to do half the country, right? For 20 games or whatever. You don't have to do every
Right.
MLS team. So you probably could like cut out one of the coasts and then do the other, like the Midwest. I don't know. It'd be expensive. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. Somebody else can try that. But that would be that was a cool challenge. I haven't watched too many of his other ones, but I know like he's a phenomenal player.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like when he does these challenges, he still does really good in all of them,
Hmm. Yeah,
essentially. So
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I watched some of his stuff and I would say he's pretty creative with like some of the ideas he comes up with doing squads
yeah,
and
he is.
it's just he's very entertaining as well. So it's just yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm the American light version of Harry Hesketh. The discount Harry Hesketh. That's what I'll go with.
Well, what's nice is that you're actually really good, so you could, do those challenges while like I feel like maybe the casual player they'll struggle. They'll struggle to get wins.
Yeah, that's true. It's just yeah, I mean, I'm very competitive. Like I don't like losing.
Hmm.
But like at least in these when I'm doing these challenges, like I'm not getting mad if I'm losing because I know
Right.
I'm going in with like some kind of a handicap. So I feel like
Right.
there's a benefit to like anybody doing it just to have fun with it
Yeah.
because like you're not going to be as invested in every game, essentially like the outcome of every game. So if you lose, you're probably less likely to rage if you normally
Hmm.
would with like your main team.
Yeah.
So that's a benefit too.
And when you're doing these challenges too, do you feel like you're having more fun with the game?
More fun with the gameplay for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, because I feel like every year there's always people complaining about the gameplay. I don't think this year the game is that bad, like gameplay
Okay.
wise.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm from a different perspective because like I'm able to do well with it. So like if you
Hmm.
struggle at the gameplay, I could see also being more likely to say that it's bad. Um, but I feel like a few years ago we had some pretty bad gameplay that was like had a lot of problems, and I feel like it's gotten better.
Okay.
Um, so hopefully it keeps going that direction. We'll see what crossplay does. I don't know if that's going to cause a lot of issues or not.
Hmm.
They weren't able to figure out how to do co-op with it.
Hmm.
So are they going to know how to even have us have similar experiences? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, yeah, the gameplay is more enjoyable because you're using cards you would never use. Pretty much is like the main point of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and so you're like, wow, that card's actually pretty good. Or
Right.
you're like, well, I'm using this random silver card. He's bad, but
Uh-huh.
it's still cool to be using a random silver card,
Yeah.
essentially.
Uh-huh. Um, for a guy that's had every FIFA since '06 and also a Foot founder, how do you not get burnt out with the game?
This is helping a lot, to be honest. This weekend league, like these challenges, helps a lot because like if
Yeah.
I was just doing my main team, I don't think I would be, to be honest. I think I'd
Yeah,
be playing some other game or I'd be just doing the menu content,
for
which I
sure.
feel like is what a lot of streamers are at right now. I feel like they're like,
Hmm.
am I really going to play weekend league again this weekend for like rewards that usually aren't very good? You're not having like a good time playing
Yeah.
those kind of games. So I feel like that's helped a lot. And last year, I think too, was like my first year I played all the way through. Because usually I get to like a wall where I'm like, do I really want to play anymore? Or should I just pick up some other game? Um,
Yeah.
so this is helping extend it. And now we're what, like a little over a month and a half away from the next game. So I feel like I've got enough challenges where I can make it
For sure.
make it to FIFA 23.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess for me too, it's like at this point of the game, I'm not grinding as much as I was in the beginning. And I think the enjoyment I'm getting from the game is basically just trying out cards I haven't tried yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like I still feel like the best part of Ultimate Team is like that first month or two, right? Where like every pack pretty much is important. Like you're upgrading your team constantly and you're just like it's all new again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's like the best part. And then like once you get to team of the year, I feel like it starts to decline a little bit. Maybe picks up with team of the season again, just because you're tying it into real world football.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least the last 2 years in the summer, they've had a lot of content for us
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy, which I think helps a lot. And we should have had World Cup this summer,
Right.
which would have made this better.
Yeah.
They would have had like World Cup mode and stuff. It sounds like they might have World Cup mode for FIFA 23,
Mm-hmm.
from what I'm hearing that they will. But just wild that it's going to be in November.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, right? So like even for me, like at this point, like I would say like what keeps me motivated to keep playing FIFA as well is just streaming too, because I just like hanging out with people while I'm playing FIFA.
Yeah, no,
You
that's
know
a
what I
good
mean?
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm able to interact, I feel like, more when I'm playing Ultimate Team than like clubs. Because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm playing clubs with people, I'm much more focused. I play any as well. Of
Okay.
course, people make me play any so I can control those defenders. Uh, so I'm like always having to focus. So like it's hard to focus on chat as much when you're doing those kind of modes. So like when I'm less intense in a weekend league game, then I can just interact more, which I feel like makes it go by quicker,
Yeah.
makes you have more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think actually Trey in the chat said if my pro club team went against yours, I would lose.
Oh, you would lose. Oh, I hope so. Hopefully, I'm good enough of an any. I don't know if you saw. We started doing streamer clubs with a few Xbox North Americans
Oh,
that I
okay.
know of that stream.
Uh-huh.
So we have like Slater and Schwartzy and Short Stacked,
Yeah.
and some other guys in there that we've been doing recently, which is pretty fun. And it's honestly, Pro Clubs is the best game mode where they just spend no money investing in it.
Yeah.
Like if they did, it'd be so much fun. Like crossplay would just open up so many opportunities to play with people that you can't play with right now.
Mm-hmm.
It would make matchmaking a lot easier, but it would also just mean I could play with people on PlayStation.
Right.
So I wish they had done that. Maybe they'll release it halfway through the season. It sounds like they said just not at launch, but we'll
Mhm.
see.
Are you like getting like Div 1 titles in pro clubs?
We're not there yet. We started 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I think we've played 2 days. So we've only done 2 days so far. We're Division 6. I think we have a loss. We've played like 3 hours at a time, I feel like. So like a long stretch.
This is for your streamers club?
Yeah, the Streamers Club. And then the Viewers Club we started about the same time. And that one I've actually played even less, but I'm gonna start picking up and playing that one more now. But we're in Division 8, so we haven't done anything. We haven't lost in that one.
Okay.
I'm way too competitive. I don't want to lose, but
Right.
we're doing pretty well. And of course, I make myself play striker because I have a huge ego out there. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm playing striker and I'm playing any, and then you guys go wherever you want.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I've seen some previous pro clubs teams that went like 100-0.
I think that's like people
Okay.
were saying that's like the big challenge, right? I think
Right.
that's like the big thing for pro clubs is to go 100-0,
Uh-huh.
and then you've like made it.
Yeah.
So we lost that chance with our stream team, but the other one is still alive. So maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe. But I'm
For
playing
sure.
striker, so like if I was like in a competitive game, I probably wouldn't be putting myself at striker. I'd be somewhere in like midfield probably. But
Okay.
for the people I'm playing with, striker seems appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean pro clubs is a lot of fun, and that's another part of FIFA that I've been playing a lot more. And a lot of the viewers just always asking me, "Hey, can we play pro clubs? Can we play pro
I know, right?
clubs?"
Everybody wants to
Yeah.
play, so it's like
Yeah.
I want to. It's a good way to like connect with them too, right? Because like
Yeah,
you don't get to
absolutely.
play with them in Ultimate Team at all. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
although I do have a challenge, like a channel point reward.
Yeah.
You can play me in FIFA head to head.
Okay.
So I have done that a handful of times with some people, and I've actually lost a couple of times because when if I'm playing an English player, like someone in the UK, the ping is like over 100, so it actually evens out a little bit. So it's not as like it's not the same as if I'm playing someone in weekend league normally.
Mm-hmm.
So it does give people a chance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure.
And when they beat me, they like to run around and tell everybody that they're a top 20-0 player because they can beat me.
Yeah,
So
but
it
if
also
they
makes them
played
feel
like
good about
LAN,
themselves.
yeah, if they played Lando, it'd
would
probably
be
be a
different.
different story.
Yeah. They don't like me making excuses. They'll probably judge me for making these excuses, but
Yeah.
it does impact the game.
It does. It really does. But yeah, I mean, pro clubs have been fun. I've been trying to play like 2 times a week, and like it's been popping in my streams where like we're getting like full 11s. like in our clubs, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like if you can get 11, that's the best, right? That's
Yeah,
the goal, is to get 11 in there. I
yeah.
think so far we've had 10, 9 or 10. Like maybe we're missing like a center back or two, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, which even that is still really fun because then I'm only controlling, striker and center back.
Yeah.
And just seeing how everybody plays together. And most of us get on a voice call. Like I don't know if you do that on your streams or not.
Yeah, I do.
But I yeah. So we get them in the voice call, which is it's cool to actually hear people talk to and interact that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week too, we did like 11 on 11 with another streamers club.
I think I rated him after you guys played.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on his
BR7.
name. Yes, BR7. Yeah, yeah. I rated
Yes.
him after you guys played because I saw it like in the stream title. I was like, oh, I'm gonna rate him. So you just played Kabbalah in a game. So that's pretty cool. See, if only there were that many Xbox players on pro clubs, I could do it. But
Yeah, yeah,
there just
yeah.
aren't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so that was crazy. I mean, we just did like a best out of 3, and then
Yeah, how'd it go?
fortunately our club won 2 games to 1.
All right,
Yeah,
all
but it
right.
was like very competitive. It was a lot of fun, and like me and BR, we made a deal like let's play for something. Let's play the loser streamer just gives a sub to the winner streamer.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, something small, nothing crazy,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
was like, let's put something on the line.
I
Yeah,
like that.
so
Yeah, that way you got something. Yeah, exactly.
right, right. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So shout out to BR7 for like doing that with me. But um yeah, I mean doing something like that is like also like, something I would want to do more, because it just
Mhm.
gets everybody involved and like everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. If we had crossplay in pro clubs, we could have so
Uh-huh.
many different teams of like streamers, or just a streamer plus community versus other
Right.
streamer communities, and just
Yeah,
going
yeah,
at it.
yeah.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Mhm.
like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a pro clubs tournament where like every streamer picked like 10 people from the community to play with them,
Mhm.
going against other streamer communities in like a knockout tournament? Like, how awesome would that be?
Whoa, that would be insane. Oh my
That's what I'm
gosh.
saying.
That would be a lot of
Yeah,
fun. I'd
I
be
know. I
yeah, I'd
know.
be so down to participate in that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, you probably could do it with PlayStation. There's definitely enough streamers in North America on PlayStation. I mean,
mhm.
there are probably for Xbox if we do like the community version instead of like 11 streamers versus 11 streamers. But
Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
idea. That's
yeah,
something I'll have to think about.
yeah.
Yeah,
What I what
absolutely.
I uh what I like is like in the UK too. They do like the streamer in real life matches. That'd be so cool to do that in North America, to have
Oh
like
yeah.
an
Uh-huh.
IRL match. Yeah.
Don't they do it like for like charity and stuff?
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
we wouldn't be doing it like, to make money for our channels or anything. We'd have like some charity or multiple
Sure.
charities we could raise money for. But that'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean if someone could like just run that, someone could just set that up and
Find
do
someone
that.
that has the time and energy to like
Right.
host like a big event like that. Not me. I would love to participate in it, but
Uh-huh.
that seems like a
Yeah.
lot of work, like event planning and stuff. A lot of work.
No, but definitely that would be like something cool to do for us
Mm,
NA people, NA content
yeah.
creators. Yeah, absolutely. Um, but yeah. So I guess what I would ask is like what other goals do you have like in terms of like content creating and streaming?
That's a good question. So like right now, most of my focus is just growth on Twitch. For
Mm-hmm.
like for that aspect, like I have a TikTok that I post to occasionally, but like what I'm having the most fun with is live streaming. So like that's what I'm putting my energy into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy the editing as much, so that's like on the back burner. So really, I'm just trying to increase my followers more than anything else. So just
Yeah.
trying to get exposed to different communities. Like I'm still, 6 months of this or so.
Yeah.
So I don't know too many streamers out there, other than like 10 or so that I have a good relationship with. So
Uh-huh.
trying to like grow that as well so that I can have my name out there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, most of it just focusing on followers because we're small. We're like 390-ish right now,
Yeah.
followers. So kind of focusing on growing.
Yeah. It seems like your viewership has been pretty good and you've been growing pretty well. Would you say that's the case?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, like I don't have too much information on like what the normal experience is, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's probably different for every person, to be
Sure.
honest, because like
Yeah.
some guys can grow much quicker just because either luck or they just have like that talent, like that persona on screen that attracts
Sure.
people. But yeah, we I feel like we were averaging in the teens, which after 6 months I feel like is pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it,
Absolutely.
and it's yeah. Obviously, the more people you have watching you, the more there is going on in the chat, and it just makes the experience better. So that's the goal.
Yeah, definitely. And considering the fact that you're actually a really good player, I feel like a lot of people would definitely tune in to your streams and wanna
Yeah, I
wanna
feel like that's
follow
something
you.
I'm trying to do as well as like because I know that's something that can set me apart.
Right.
'Cause
Yeah.
so trying to like offer tips like in terms of like while I'm playing, like saying like what I'm doing, like here's why I did that, or like this is what I'm trying to do, to try to like
Hmm.
explain to people of what I'm doing. Like I share all my tactics and formations and stuff like that on stream,
Yeah.
but like trying to do more in-game strategy of like what I'm thinking. I
Hmm.
feel like could be a benefit as well that I should focus on.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, I guess I'll ask one more question before we go. It's been like a little over an hour now, so time really flew.
Yeah.
But do you have World Cup predictions?
World Cup predictions. Oh man, I'm real nervous about the U.S. because obviously I'm a USA fan.
Hmm.
As well, we got a scarf here for my Chicago American Outlaws.
Hmm.
I could do one that I know will split my community, which is our group, USA England. I'm gonna say that England and USA, they both make it out, but I'm gonna say USA wins the group. I'm gonna say
Wow.
it just
Okay.
just as a more of a hot take and controversial statement than anything else, because like
Hmm.
obviously England are better on
Okay.
paper. Whether or not they'll play like that, like they've been playing pretty poorly recently. And not that the US have been playing well. They'll think I'm insane over here, but I think it's possible. Like they'll probably tie, and then they'll just come down to the other two teams. So I don't think like that's what I'm expecting, like a tie in that game, and then like the rest of the two games just goal difference.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like the favorite, I think, to win is probably going to be. Um, ooh, I don't think England, because I don't think they can do it. I know they're one of the favorites, but like I would say Germany probably has a better chance than England, Brazil, and it wouldn't be wild to see Argentina do well. To be honest,
Mm.
they've done well recently.
Hmm.
So how about three of the biggest countries in world football? I'll just say, oh yeah, they'll do well.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for
It would
sure.
be cool. It would be cool to see Messi win a World Cup. It really would. Like it'd be cool to see Portugal as well win a World Cup, just with Ronaldo as well. But I'm a United fan as well, if it wasn't clear over here.
Hmm.
And so I'm a big Ronaldo fan. I don't get into the debate about Messi versus Ronaldo
Hmm.
because I'm heavily biased on Ronaldo, but Messi can do things that nobody else in the world can do. So it would be cool to see him lead a team to a championship. He finally won a trophy with Argentina, so if he could win a second one, would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. I have the same feelings too. Like I would want definitely either Messi or CR7 to win it, just cause like, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of cements their legacy by winning a World Cup.
Yeah, yeah, it
And
would.
then I also have like I like I like England to win it too because like they're kind of like underdogs and they're kind of cursed. And I
Yeah,
like
no,
rooting for those
I
type of
agree.
teams. Yeah.
Like after the U.S., it's probably me rooting for England as like the
Hmm.
next team, just because I spent some time over there, and I like it. I like the more so like they're just the culture around football than anything else.
Yeah.
But so it's a fun team to root for, and I feel like yeah, like you said, they always have high expectations going into every tournament, and then they choke somewhere along the line. So to actually see them do it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously the US, I root for them as well, and South Korea.
Okay,
Yeah, since I was
so
Korean. So
are you Korean then?
yeah,
I would. Okay,
I am. Yeah,
yeah. So
but I
I'm
don't see.
Italian, so I was
Oh,
gonna say
okay.
I'm
Go ahead.
Italian, so like I do root for Italy as well, but not in the World Cup because it's been a few World Cups since they've been in there. But they're like my other team just because I am Italian as well.
Hey, at least they got the Euros.
I know a Euro sandwiched in between two missed World Cups, but
Yeah.
yeah, 2006. We won the World Cup
Right.
2006
Right.
in the Euro. So there we go.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Where they had all the FIFA icons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, South Korea, I don't think they're gonna do well. I mean, you only have Son and a couple other guys, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
really know
Sun's crazy
everybody.
good, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think after that, definitely does drop off quite a bit, right? And they don't
Yeah.
have like the depth for like a starting 11 that could compete with a lot of the big European clubs.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. US is like very young core, but very promising, for the
Yeah, I
future.
think I think they're probably more building toward when we host in 2026
Right.
than anything else. But I mean, they need to get out of the group 100% this
For
World Cup,
sure.
and then anything they get after that, I feel like is a bonus.
Yeah.
Because I don't
He,
expect them to do much more than that, but I'll be rooting for them to do more.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, they have a tough group too, but I feel like they could pull it off and they can make it out of the group stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mostly said they're gonna win the group just to troll those
Uh-huh.
English viewers, but
Yeah, for sure.
I'm an optimist at heart, so like I'll always go in believing that we could win, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think 2026 that's the year for the US to finally win one, right?
And that's I mean we're not gonna have a better chance ever, right? The host country
Right.
always has an advantage, I feel
Right.
like, and
Yeah.
none of the other teams as well are gonna have any experience with the amount of travel. Well, with the amount of travel, I was gonna say the amount of travel, but I think it's only two group stages starting that World Cup, so it's
Hmm.
different.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be isolated in regions, the groups. Um,
Uh-huh.
so maybe I'm wrong about the travel being a benefit, but at least being at home will help a lot, and having every game in front of a home crowd.
Yeah. So then if in that World Cup, if it's Canada, US and Mexico hosting it, they're automatically in, right?
Yeah, so there's no more qualifying for US until the 2030 World Cup.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so they're already in. Same with Mexico and Canada.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if that means like that region of the world only gets one more team. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm just thinking about that now because I think right now you only get four from CONCACAF.
Right.
So I would assume they might allow a couple other players in, or a couple other countries, but it'll be interesting to see how that works.
Yeah, that would, right?
Yeah,
Jeez,
maybe
only
whoever pays those FIFA reps the most gets in.
right? Hey, that's the reason South Korea got to fourth place in '02.
Oh, with paying their referees.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. They're beating teams like Italy, Portugal, Spain. Something's going on.
Oh, that was a little suspicious for sure. Hey, the U.S. I think that was the best finish the U.S. ever had in the World Cup. By the way, I think
Yeah, they went to
2002.
quarters, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yep,
yeah. Hmm. Yeah, they had a pretty good team too back then.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, well, I guess we could wrap it up here. Is there anything else you would like to say to all the viewers that might be tuning in?
Well, hey, thanks for watching this. I appreciate you guys being here. If you want to check me out on Twitch, I will be streaming today, and I'll be streaming on Saturday and Sunday. But normally, I'm streaming 4 to 5 days a week. My schedule is on Twitch. If you want to follow me, NOT2BRAD with the number 2 in there,
Got
in
it.
between Not and Brad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you also have social medias that
Yes,
you would
I
like to
am
share?
on Twitter. So same handle, NOT2BRAD on Twitter.
You have a TikTok as well?
I do actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
good call. I do have a TikTok. I don't post as much on there, but yes, I am planning on posting more because it's easier to post on TikTok than it is to make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So I do like to put clips on there. So same handle, NOT2BRAD everywhere.
For sure. And those are like the 3 active platforms for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I have like a YouTube reserved, but I haven't posted anything there. So don't go follow me on YouTube yet.
Okay.
Make me earn it.
Okay. And we'll drop the links in the description below so you guys could check them out. But thank you, Brad. Thank you for coming through, man. It was a lot of fun chatting with you.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could stay a little bit after the live stream, that'd be great.
Okay.
And for everybody else, thank you guys for tuning in. I will catch you guys later.